This is a demonstration of CooperTeam's Desktop Manager. Desktop Manager has three sections: User Audit Results, Modify Notes Configuration, and Enforce Notes Configuration. The User Audit Results section includes a comprehensive audit of each one of your users' workstations. Each workstation that has Desktop Manager installed will show an entry in the Desktop Manager database for these users. If these users use more than one PC or laptop, an entry for each one of the machines that they use will appear in the Desktop Manager database. The parent document of the audit gives you information about the user's identity, the hardware and software that the user has on their PC, network usage statistics for locally replicated database, and some Notes client configuration information. Underneath the parent document, you'll see a Notes installation document which gives you more granular information about the configuration of this user's workstation, such as where Notes is installed. It'll give you information about the Notes INI file, and we'll actually attach the Notes INI file to the audit results document. We'll do the same for the user ID. We'll give you information on the cache, on the desktop, dictionaries that are currently in use. To give you NSD information, showing you the last 10 NSDs that were generated on the user's workstation, as well as a snapshot of the most recent NSDs, so you can determine why this Notes client is crashing. Any policy information that you have assigned to this user will be included in the audit, as well as all of the 85X user preferences and Sametime preferences. It'll give you ECL information, cross-certificate information, information about the user's workspace, such as the properties, the database icons that exist on the user's workspace, what servers the user uses most often, missing databases, which are icons that exist on the user's workspace that no longer link to an application. What databases do the user have locally? It'll show you the replicated database, database files, and template files. It'll also give you detailed information about the user's mail file, both the server-based mail file and the local mail replica. It will also give you information on local mail archives, and it will show you ACL settings, history, replication settings, and history for each one of these local databases. Underneath the Notes install document, you'll see multiple child documents that include the profile documents that exist for the user, connection documents that exist in their local name and address book, as well as location documents. You can also perform audits on single databases that the user has on their workstation. If you see an error in any of these documents, you can quickly select a document and create a task to modify this selected document. Once you make the changes and save the task, that action will be performed on the user's workstation, and the correction will be made automatically. Under the user audit results, you also have search and export capabilities, so you're able to search amongst all of the audit data that you collect on your user's workstation to generate reports. Modify Notes Configuration. You can create tasks to make one-time corrections on your user's workstations, or if you'd like to make a correction or an adjustment every 30 days, you're able to do that as well. An example of this would be deleting the local cache.ntk or running maintenance commands on local databases, such as a fix-up against the user's local mail file. You can create a quick action task, which gives you a menu of options. Selecting one of these quick action tasks will show you just the action that you are trying to perform for a particular user. A single user task would be something you'd run on just one user, and a multi-users task is something you can run for multiple users. As you will see in this task document, the options that you have are very comprehensive. You can change workspace preferences, update the workspace file, change workspace icons and workspace pages. You can change replication settings, create local replicas, change which server a database replicates with. You can alter the replication pages. You can run administrative tasks on local databases. You can create and delete databases, modify existing databases, or replace and refresh the design of a database. All user preferences for 85X and all Sametime preferences for 85X can be configured with Desktop Manager. You can execute local scripts such as notes agents, executable files. You can copy files locally to the disk, and you can make registry changes as well. The views under the Modify Notes configuration includes pending tasks, tasks that have not completed yet, recurrent tasks, tasks that you may like to run once every 2 weeks or every month, and tasks that are completed. The Enforce Notes configuration section, you can create templates, hooks, and ECLs in this view. A hook document can be created to limit the size of a mail message to block the number of recipients that the user is able to send a message to. You can forbid certain attachments. You can block recipients. You can prevent users from deleting a local database. You can prevent your users from creating a local replica. The thing I'd like to mention about hook documents is you can configure the error message that pops up for your users. That error message pops up on the local workstation. If the user is trying to send a mail message that exceeds the defined limit of people that you have assigned, it will actually pop up the error message on the user's workstation, and that message will never leave the user's PC. It will not go to the router, it will not send the message back, it stops it right at the PC. You can also create template documents for connection documents, location documents. If you're bringing a new server online and you'd like to roll a connection document out to all of your users' personal names and address books, you can create a template within the Desktop Manager database and assign that to a profile document, and that connection document will be created on the user's workstation. Profile documents can be created and assigned to a user or a group of users. With a profile document, you can enforce the notes configuration on your users' workstations. You can determine what user preferences you'd like to have configured, what Sametime preferences you'd like to have configured. If the user needs any connection documents as a standard in their personal name and address book, you can assign those here. Any hook documents that you create can be assigned within a profile. The thing I'd like to mention about a profile is creating a profile and assigning to your users allows you to enforce and configure the user's workstation the way the administrator would like to have it configured. If the user changes these settings, the next time Desktop Manager runs, it will change these settings back so that it matches the preferences set up in their profile document. Desktop Manager is completely network independent. So if a user does not have an active network connection, Desktop Manager will still run on their local workstation. The way this is configured is there is a local start database that resides on the user's workspace called Desktop Manager Starter. All of the configuration information, any tasks that are pending, any profiles that are assigned to the user will be stored in this local starter database. So if the user launches their Notes client, they do not have a Notes or an internet connection or a network connection, Desktop Manager will still run. The installation files for Desktop Manager are shown here. There's a DLL file, an executable file, a hook DLL, the start database that I just mentioned, and a Desktop Manager task. Desktop Manager has a very small footprint, as you can see. There's multiple ways to install the product. You can send out an installation email, which is an auto-execute email. The user opens it, Desktop Manager is installed. You can modify the mail template so the Desktop Manager starts when the Notes client launches, or you can roll the software out via a software management tool that you may have in your organization. Desktop Manager is a very comprehensive tool that can be used for managing your Notes client. If you would like a demo of this product, please contact us at www.cooperteam.com. Thank you for your time.